Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma, and today I'm going to be going through the best players from each team. This is part 3. If you missed part 1 and part 2, links will be down in the description, and also they'll be available to be clicked somewhere up there. If you want to go and watch them, I advise go watching them so that you can look at some cheap players and also some good players who can be able to get into your team. But before we get into this part 3 video, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you leave a like. It really helps out the channel. So without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So the first team you're going to be looking at is Liverpool, and of course you can't go past Liverpool without looking at Trent and Robertson, especially Trent. We know how they are as the left back and the right back for Liverpool, always booming forward, always in the box at the end of crosses, and I think they're vital in how they play, how Liverpool play. I think they're very good options. If you want to go for a cheap defender, Trent is 8 million, Robertson is 6.5 million, and the last season there was not a very big difference between the pair. I think Robertson is an absolute steal if you want a cheap player, but most of the people are going to go for Trent, especially since he has that new midfield role he was playing before the end of last season, and he looked really good, dangerous from long shots as well. So I think he's also a very decent option. I think he's one of the best defenders in the league as of the time I'm recording this. I think he's going to be an absolute gem at the start of next season for Liverpool. And then, of course, you can't go past Liverpool without looking at the main man, Mohamed Salah. He scored the most points in FPL last season, 19 goals and 13 assists. I think that's a very good season for Salah. Maybe we could have gotten a little bit more because we know his standard is 30 goals plus, and I'm sure next season with how Liverpool are playing, I think he's going to be going for those kind of numbers. And of course, he's also on penalties. Since now Milner has gone, we all know all the penalties are going to be falling to Salah, and I think he's an absolute good option to have. So it's going to be the battle between Salah and Haaland, I think next season in FPL. But it's very difficult to call. But advice just trying to fit both of them in the team. And then the next team you're going to be looking at is Luton, and another promoted team into the Premier League. They finished, I think they qualified through the playoffs, and I think they looked like a very exciting team in that playoff match. They looked good, they looked solid, and I think it's going to be a difficult season for them, to be honest. But we never know what might happen in the Premier League. We also what Leeds did when we all thought they're going to have a poor season, managed to finish in the top 10. So we'll have to wait and see. So the players I've chosen here who were vital in their season, players like Lockyer, I hope that's how you pronounce his name. He played almost every match for Luton. He was very strong at the back, and I hope that he'll be able to perform in the Premier League as well. Then you have Doughty there, who's a very attacking left back for Luton, managed to get some assists here and there. I think it's going to be very attacking as well in the Premier League. You don't stop what you're doing. I think they're going to be very attacking. I think it's a decent option for 4.5 million. I think very decent. Then you have Morris, who scored a lot of goals for Luton in the Championship, and he also played every single match for Luton last season in the Championship, about around I think 46 games, which I think is a lot. So you're sure he's going to play every single match. 5.5 million, I think, is a very good price as well for someone who scored 20 goals and had 7 assists in the Championship. I hope in the Premier League he's going to be able to score at least 10 and have like 4 assists here and there. I think it's going to be very good. It's going to be exciting to watch Luton in the Premier League with the stadium as well. I think it's going to be a very good season for them, and I hope it's going to be a good season for them, especially players like Morris with 20 goals, which I think is amazing. So I think that's the player to watch out for and keep an eye out for as well. And then to the next team, which I think is the team which is going to be winning the Premier League again this season, is Manchester City. They have the likes of, so the player there, Kevin De Bruyne, the playmaker for Man City, is the one who connects the defense and the striking. So I think he's an absolute, the best midfielder to ever play the Premier League ever. And I think he proved it last season with 18 assists, and I'm sure this season he's going to do the same. The slight concern with De Bruyne is picks up these hamstring injuries, and also he's rotated a lot of times. But I think next season he's going to play a lot of games. He's the likes of Gundogan have gone from the team. Bernardo Silva looks like he's going to go. It's going to be interesting to see what Pep does with the likes of him. But he still wanted to get us 18 assists, and I'm sure he's going to produce the same numbers next season. Then the player next there is Foden. He missed the most of last season with injury, but still managed to get 11 goals and I think 7 assists, which I think is amazing for a player who did not play a lot of matches. Imagine now he played the same number of matches like the likes of Grealish, Mahrez, and Bernardo Silva. He'd have been up there in terms of goals and assists. So I think he's a very decent option, especially now with City losing some of their wingers in like Mahrez just confirmed today is going to the Saudi League. I think that means that Foden might have some increase in the amount of minutes he's going to be playing. So I think it's very exciting for him this season. We'll see what he's going to produce. And of course, the main man up top, where Brute Erling Haaland managed to score 36 goals, which I think is out of this world. No one ever thought that he's going to score 36 goals when he came to the Premier League. And I think next season, I think he's going to score around 40 or 50 if he manages to keep his fitness, and also if Pep keeps him in the pitch for longer time. I think he's going to score around 40 to 50 goals. And I think everyone must own him. That's why I think he's like 86% owned in FPL. And if you're playing FPL and you don't own him, you're doing yourself a disservice. Make sure you get him into your teams, and I'm sure he's going to produce a lot of points for you guys. And the next team is Manchester United, who finished third last season. Everyone had us finishing in the bottom 4, but we managed to get top 4, and of course managed to win the Carabao Cup, which I think is a great cup in my books. So no one can tell Manchester United anything about it. So we're going to have Luke Shaw there, very attacking, and is also in some of the set pieces for Manchester, especially the long free kicks, the free kick into the box. I think it's very good to have him in there. He's very attacking, so you're guaranteed some assist, and Man United tend to keep a lot of clean sheets as well. So I think that's also a balance factor, which I think Luke Shaw is very, very decent, and he plays almost all the matches, not rotated a lot, like the likes of Wan-Bissaka and Dalot, who keep on rotating on the right back, Varane, who can't keep his fitness up, but I think next season it's going to do it. But so that's why that's the reason I'll be going for Luke Shaw there, because he's very, very consistent. Then you have Rashford, who last season scored a lot of goals. I think the most he's ever scored for Manchester United in a season, 17 goals and 7 assists. He was on fire, especially at a particular period before he picked up his injury. He was on fire. He was scoring every single game. He was getting assists left, right, and center. And I think if he's able to do that this season, United can go on to do incredible things in the league, and also some different cups. So I think he's a very decent option if you want a United player, and I think most of the people are going to be going for him for the season. Then the other player is Bruno Fernandes, just announced as the club captain for Manchester United. I think is a big step for him. We all know from in terms of FPL, he's on set pieces of Manchester United, especially corners and some free kicks here and there, and also takes penalties, which we all know United get a lot of penalties in the league. So I think that's why many people can also be trying to look at him. The fixtures of United are not that difficult, but I will stay away because of the Tottenham and Arsenal fixtures, because we're just playing away. And also what happened last season when we played away. I think we didn't win any match against the top 9 clubs away. I think it's a slight concern in owning Manchester United players, but I'll still go for them because they're going to produce some good stuff this season. And then the last team in this video is going to be Newcastle. Last season they produced some good games, managing to finish at the top 4. I think those are some of the players who managed to be able to get them to the top 4 spot. We have Pope, Newcastle considered the least number of goals. It was mainly due to the likes of Pope in there, who managed to have a lot of save points. He was saving everything. I think the only slight thing that hindered in the performance of the season was that red card he picked up, I think against Liverpool. but still he was able to get a lot of save points, play very, very well, played almost every single minute. He was outstanding for them. I think he was one of the best keepers last season in the league, and I think he's going to produce a lot of the same thing this season. Then the other player there is Trippier. Before I think the last final 6 or 7 games, he was producing every single game, getting assists, keeping clean sheets every time, and he is able to maintain that level of consistency this season. I think is going to be outstanding. You also know he's very attacking. He's on set pieces, especially his free kicks, which I think are very exceptional. So I think it's also a decent option to have in your defense if you're looking at a Newcastle defender. And then we have Wilson, who is the goal scorer for Newcastle. You can also put up a case for Isaac, but I think Wilson is more consistent than Isaac at the moment. And I think that Wilson being on penalties also gives him that added advantage. Managed to score 18 goals and 6 assists. I think it's very, very, very good in the season. If we didn't have Haaland, maybe we'll be talking about Wilson a little bit more, because 18 goals is very, very good. So those are then some of the Newcastle players you can be looking at. They're very, very, very good players as well. So today this has been a detailed video because we have looked at some of the best teams: Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Newcastle, who I think they're going to be populated in everyone's team this season. So yeah, so if you have enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.